the normal stuff, right? We need everybody to go out right now. We're going to go ahead and get this thing. We're going to share it and stream it live to the Legacy Worldwide group. So for all of our family that's part of Legacy Worldwide, we will be streaming this event live to Legacy Worldwide. You can go into Legacy Worldwide, and once you're in there on your Facebook page, again, Legacy Worldwide Facebook, not Telegram, then you can go in there and you can share, you can create watch parties, you can do whatever you want to do in order to get this event out and share it with as many people as possible. I guarantee you today is going to be absolutely power packed, and we have some great presenters, we have some great topics, and we're absolutely fired up. Everybody's been working hard behind the scenes to make sure that you guys are not wasting your time on 4th of July, but in fact, that today will be value added and will be a big step moving forward towards your freedom journey. So we're excited about it. I hope you are too. So what I need you guys to do is blow up our chat right here. Let us know where you're checking in from. And then as we get this thing streamed to Legacy Worldwide, make sure that you share it. Make sure that you create watch parties. Make sure that you like it. Make sure that you do that so that we can get this thing out to the world and let people know that we have the solution within our organization, within our family, within our wealth community, in order to make what most people have considered as a horrible start to 2020. We have a solution to change that for them so that 2020, the rest of it, can be the best year of their life and going forward. So I'm excited about it. I see we got Nigeria in the house, the Bahamas, the whole nine. Hold on, Paul. Let me go ahead before you start that video. Let me go ahead and get this thing streaming because I think Legacy Worldwide needs to see the whole of what you just put out there. Absolutely amazing. So as I get this thing streaming live, we'll probably come back in about 5 minutes. Get ready to introduce our first speaker. This will give you guys time to get this out to your team, get this thing set up for you in terms of you're sharing it, and there we go from there. So hold on one second, Paul. Let me go ahead and make sure that we're operational, that everything is functioning the way it's supposed to, as we just did. But you know how things happen, bro. You know how things go. So let's see if we can go ahead and get that thing going. We are preparing the stream live now. Let's make sure that everything is operational and running. We're pulling up. Well, it looks like we are ready to rock and roll. So I'm going to just go ahead and give this a title so that everybody can find it easily. Freedom Ain't Free. That's the name of the event. We'll talk about that in a second. And here we go. We are going live right now. We are broadcasting. So everybody, if you guys can go into, anybody that's part of the team already, go into Legacy Worldwide and let us know, are we up and operational? Is the stream happening? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a 1 in the chat if you see us going there and you see us live right now.
We good.
We're good to go? All right, Paul, go ahead. And so everybody right now, get back with your teams. Go ahead and get this out there. Go ahead and start your shares. And we will be back in 5 minutes from now. We'll start at 10:55. We'll start getting ready to go, and we'll get ready for our first speaker. So, Paul, take us away, brother.
Freedom, so fresh, so new. Freedom, it's all for you. Freedom, keep your ears to the ground. Talking about the freedom, it's the best show in town. Freedom, give you freedom. Yes, it's right. Freedom, start right now. Freedom, get your freedom tonight. Freedom, come on, everybody, young, old, all you lovers, this is our time to rise back from the sand and claim our freedom. Talking about the freedom. Let yourself be free. Yes, it's right. Freedom. Start right Yeah, yeah, so fresh, so new. It's all for you. Keep your ear to the ground. It's the best show in town. Yes, it's right. Start right now. Get your freedom tonight. Come on, everybody. Young, old, all you lovers. This is our time to rise back from the sand and claim our freedom. Talking about the freedom. Let yourself be free. Yes, it's right. Start right now. Get your freedom tonight. Yes, it's right. Let yourself be free. Start right now. Get your freedom tonight. Yeah, 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 so fresh, so new. It's all for you. Keep your ear to the ground. It's the best show in town.
All right, folks, what is going on? What is going on? Welcome to our Freedom Ain't Free event. 4th of July spectacular going on right now. Super excited and pumped up. My name is Andre English. I will be one of your co-hosts for this little journey that we're going to have today. And I can tell you right now, we are going to have a power pack day filled with information, filled with value. We are going to make sure that you are getting everything you need to take that next step towards freedom. So we came up with this program, as a team. There's so many people who were involved in putting this together, and I want to thank all of them for all of their hard work behind the scenes. I can tell you right now, folks, that everybody has been putting in an effort to make sure that what they bring today will be a benefit to you going forward. And I'm excited and I'm thankful for their participation. When we came up with this idea, I threw it over to Randy and Wanda. They said, let's go for it. And then everybody that we were able to reach out to, they just enthusiastically said yes. I didn't even barely have to get it out of my mouth. I said, would you be willing? And it was a yes. And so I'm excited for that, because what that means is that the people that are going to be sharing on today's platform, on this particular event, are people who truly have a heart to serve, have a heart to give, and have a heart to see us as a community, us as a family, us as a team, to be able to rise up and truly get better and truly be able to win, not only in the markets, but whatever your definition of freedom is. And they just want to be able to play a small part of that process. And so I hope you guys are thankful. I hope you guys are excited. Matter of fact, if you're excited right now for today, go ahead and throw some ones in the chat and give those people, all of our panelists, just before we even start this thing, let's give all of our panelists some love for the time, energy, commitment, and effort that they have put towards making this program happen. I'm fired up and I'm thankful. So when we came up with the concept of this, freedom ain't free, there's a lot of things that are obviously going on in the world. We have a lot of things with some crises going on. And what we wanted to sort of focus on was that there is a cost. There's a cost, and that cost isn't necessarily monetary, although investing into yourself, investing into your business, investing into your ideas, investing in that type of stuff is important. It's an important piece of how you move from where you are to where you want to be. But there's also other components to freedom. There's mentorship, there's time management, there's sacrifices, there's a cost in terms of time away from family and making sure that you're focused on what you're doing. There's all kinds of different costs associated with moving from where you are to where you want to go. And so when we came up with the title, Freedom Ain't Free, that's the genesis. That's what it's about, right? Is what does it take? What is the cost? See, most of us want to know what the price is that we have to pay in order to get to freedom. And although we don't know the exact price for every individual, we know that there's steps that need to be taken. We know that you're going to have to sacrifice things in the short term for some long-term gains. We know that you're going to have to take the idea of compound interest that you use in the market and trading and growing your account, and you're going to have to apply that in terms of compound effort and compound consistency and compound into your own life in order to be able to develop the skills and be able to do the things that are necessary to move you towards freedom. And see, what I know is that process, the freedom journey, is the most important part. It's not the actual freedom, but it's the actual journey. Because if I were to give you money right now and say, go for it, most of us would be like lottery winners. We would blow our money and our freedom wouldn't be real. It wouldn't be tangible. It wouldn't be long lasting. See, because we hadn't prepared ourselves. And so the process of starting from now until next 4th of July on our next freedom event, that process of growth is something that's so tangible, that's so real, because at the end of the journey, when you're finally able to step into freedom, you'll be ready for it. Does that make sense? And so what we want to do today is we want today's session, today's event, to be one of those building blocks on your journey, to be a building block to help you go to where you want to go in life. And we believe that with the people that we have, the lineup that we have, we are poised to be able to deliver that to you today. So I'm fired up. So let's go ahead and let me stop talking. I'm going to go ahead and introduce our very first presenter today, Miss Lillian Okado. So for those of you who don't know Lilo or Miss Fierce, she is a trader out of Kenya, but she is more than that. Not only has she building a successful business on the business side, not only has she partnered with Bernard and Ann and all the people that are leading that Kenya movement, but she's also become an incredible world-class trader. So if you guys don't know Lilo, if you guys are not part of the Legacy Worldwide group on Vibrata being one of our platforms that allows us to trade, allows us to have trade ideas to be successful in the market so that we can earn and learn, then you guys are in for a treat, okay? Lillian is calling 12,000 pips a week. Okay, I think that was last week's total. Don't quote it as exact, but she'll give you the information. But what I'm telling you guys is she is beast mode for our team. She is beast mode for our team, for Legacy Worldwide. She is absolutely killing it. She's absolutely helping people win worldwide, and I'm excited to present her to you right now. Miss Lillian Okada, are you here with us?
Yes, yes, yes. Hi, Andre. Always a pleasure. Oh my God, what an amazing introduction. Hi, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon from wherever you are. I'm in Nairobi, so it's evening right now, and I'm really excited to actually be able to talk about, we're talking about planning the trade and trading the plan. And, Andre has put it so well that, how you begin is also how you finish. So by the time we get to the next 4th of July, where will we be as traders? So for me, initially when I got started with this academy, I didn't start trading initially. I got in with the mindset that I wanted to build the business and I wanted to grow the company. I wanted to become, chairman overnight and everything. And the main reason being that at the time when I was getting into the academy, I was basically in a very difficult financial space. Previously in 2017, I had gotten into a business. For those who may not know my story, but I got into a business and I partnered with the wrong people, and unfortunately or fortunately, I ended up, losing everything overnight. Like I had, one night I had money. I had money coming in. The next month I have no money, and 2018 was literally the toughest year of my life. Just living on borrowed funds, trying to survive, just trying to pay rent. So when I learned about the academy in 2018 November, my mind was set on building. That's where I started. I got in, and that's all I was doing, just talking to people about the academy because I already believed in the product, the training, and everything. So trading was not really it initially. However, once I started going through the academy, I also went through a journey where I was like, okay, fine, I need to learn how to trade. And slowly I started going through the process, going through the academy, listening to the educators, knowing nothing about what I was doing. I was just following all educators. I was taking alerts, like Dr. K would call out a trade, I would be there. Someone else would call out a trade, I'd be there. Nez would be there. I'm trading binary, I'm trading Forex at the same time. So all because I was desperate for finance. I wanted money. But what happened was very interesting because I then discovered that I wasn't making any progress, right? I was literally just, making money, losing money, making money, losing money. I don't know if you guys have gone through the same experience, trading, especially at the very beginning, especially if you come with the scarcity mindset that I came into the academy with. So what happened for me is I discovered that 3 months in, I discovered that, there was a problem. I was entering trades without a plan. I was, just trading. I was taking my own trades. I didn't know what I was doing. So today, for me, this is really important because, guys, I'm 20 months in this academy. And the only reason I'm here is because I finally decided that I was going to take my trading into my own hands and literally follow a plan, develop a plan, okay, and follow it. And it's just the same way. Like if anyone who's married on this, right now, if you're married or you have a partner or a spouse, you find that when you decide to get married, you have a plan, right? And the plan is to walk down the aisle with your spouse and say, I do. Now, if you don't, if you arrive the day before the wedding or a day after, then that's not the plan, right? And I don't expect your spouse or partner to be waiting for you. So how is it that when we start trading at the very beginning, we tend to start without a plan? Okay, we plan for everything else in our lives, but the one thing that is here to put money in our pockets and ensure success and financial freedom, we don't plan for it. And that was my story, guys. I mean, 3 months in, I was literally bleeding with everything. So what I want to do right now, I'll just, Paul, if it's okay, I'd like to share my screen because I kind of prepared, okay, yes, a PowerPoint for you guys. And I hope that's okay so that you guys can also take notes and I can look serious. Yay. So let me. Okay, so yeah, so we're talking about planning your trades, and this is actually the most important thing a trader should do from the get-go. So if you're a first-time trader, if you're new right now, you're in a very good position to actually begin to build this habit. And the question is why? why do we want to plan our trade? So you guys can take notes. The first thing is planning your trades helps you to put boundaries on your trades. Okay, this is basic information. We know it. I don't know if we actually understand what it means. But when you talk about boundaries, you're talking about your stop losses, your take profits, and so on. It also makes you accountable. Okay, it makes you accountable. It gives you a standard to holding your trading to action. And usually, what you say is before a plan, you know what to do before you get into a trade. So the plan prepares you, okay? Because if you don't plan, guys, basically you're planning to fail, literally. And like I said, that was my story initially when I began. And that's why we're here talking about this. So typically, what does a trading plan look like? Yeah. And this is something I discovered literally last year in September. So yes, in May of last year, I began to share my trade ideas with just my friends and the people in the community, just randomly. But it took me a couple of months later to literally sit down and write this plan out. So I want to give you the exact plan, the way I did mine, how I created my plan, and it might just work for you. I hope it works for you. So the first thing you need in your typical trading plan, guys, is a methodology. Okay, a methodology. Now, part of your method, this is the method, right, of how you're going to be taking your trades. So, for example, the first thing you look at is your trend. Okay, so are you going to trade, for example, the range or the consolidation or the reversals or breakouts? So let me give you an example. For myself, I trade breakouts. You'll notice that once you follow how I trade and everything, I trade breakouts. I don't trade consolidation. I hate trading consolidation. I don't know how to trade it, and I never veer from it. So that I've already identified my style of trading. So it's important to note your style of trading. Like when you're developing your own trading plan, how do you trade? Do you trade reversals? Do you trade the impulses? Do you trade the news or whatever it is? Yeah. So for me, it's the breakouts. And then I also trade, sorry about that. Yes, and then secondly, so there's a trend, and then we have the instruments. So when I talk about the instruments, what are you trading? There are currencies, we know that futures, metals, and so on. So for example, again, myself, I love to trade the indices. I mean, specifically, for example, US 30 and German 30. Anyone who has taken my trades over the last year, I have literally traded those two indices for a year plus. Every other time I'm in the market, I am always there. And that has helped me to stay focused. I don't veer. Even when I give out my trade ideas, yes, there's some currencies also. People who trade with me will notice that I trade, for example, AUD, USD, AUD, JPY, Euro, NZD, and gold. Those are my main currencies. But I will not trade other currencies. I may share 10 to 12 trade ideas, and I do that for the community because, there are people who trade different things. But specifically, my instruments are are indices, US 30, German 30, and those four currencies I've mentioned. And then what's your time frame? Do you check out the intradays? Are you intraday? Are you looking at the 5-minute chart? Are you looking at the are you looking to enter end of day? Or are you looking at the weekly charts? For example, I am an intraday trader, so I will be planning my method of trading based off the daily. Okay, I'll look at the daily chart. Then maybe when I'm now looking at the entries, I'll go to my 30-minute chart. So that's basically it. And then, of course, your entries. So what do you use to decide when to enter the market? What method do you use? So, for example, indicators. Ichimoku, moving averages, whatever it is as a trader. For example, I don't necessarily use indicators. I'm a price action market structure trader. So for any traders who are like that, that's what I do. But if you feel like indicators works for you, that's it. Write it down, guys. Figure out what it is and then stick to that. So for example, even when I used to go back to the academy and I'm learning, or when I go back to the academy and I'm learning from other educators, I do that to just build my knowledge base, okay? To just see what are the terminologies, what can I learn from any other educator or trader out there, but I will not veer. So even if there's a trader who teaches a certain indicator, I'll just learn it and understand it because I know that when people are coming into my team, they may want to use indicators so I can support them. But when I am trading, I will not use that. Does that make sense? So you need to have that as something to guide your plan. Now, the second thing is money management. Now, this is a big one. If you guys don't plan your money will plan your life for you, and you'll end up being at that point whereby you're always constantly losing money. So unless, for example, you understand your risk of ruin, you will fall into the majority of traders who lose every single time, who are blowing accounts. Guys, like I said, I've been sharing my trade ideas since May of last year, consistently, 3 times a week, okay? And the interesting thing that I've noticed is there are two types of traders, okay, who take my alerts. And those are the people who literally make money from my alerts and the ones who lose money. Now, they are taking the same trade ideas, okay, but some are winning and some are losing. So the question is why? Usually it's your money management. Like, what are you risking? What is your position sizing? What have you decided prior to entering a trade? What are you going to risk? Okay, what are you willing to lose? Okay, before you enter a trade. What position are you taking? Are you buying or selling? And then are you consistently going to just do buys? Are you going to be doing sells? Are you going to be shorting the market and so on and so forth? Like, you need to know. I know these things can sometimes sound like they are things you just put in your head, but you need to literally know what you're going to do in the market way before you even decide to take a trade. So even if an educator is giving you trade ideas, you need to know, is this something that I want to do or not? Then, for example, how much capital are you going to begin to start with? Your losses, how much are you willing to lose per trade or per day? What profits are you targeting consistently? Like, what are you looking for in the market? Sometimes we go into the market, like, especially I know when people are taking trade ideas from educators, it's very easy to just take trades and make money off all the trades that you find. But you have to have a limit. And I always talk to my team and I tell them, okay, fine, I've given you 11 trades or 8 trades in a day or 10 trades. Are you seriously going to take all trades? Or do you have a specific target in terms of pip count, in terms of profits that you want to make, so that by the time you're looking at a trade idea that I've given, you can say, okay, I can just take 1 or 2. So you have to have that, because in as much as we share all these trades, guys, it doesn't mean you have to take everything. So what I want to take away from this is that if you learn, you need to learn to become a great loser. And when I say that, I mean this. Start taking your losses consistent, like small losses. Take the small losses consistently, okay? So that you don't wait for a big loss. When you learn to take the small losses, you'll also learn to manage your risk, okay? And that's something that most of us never, because the best losers basically win. This sounds like an oxymoron, but it's the reality. The best losers win, okay? Now, the third thing that is going to also determine your typical trading plan, and this is your mindset and your psychology. Now, this one is big for me, and I'm going to show you guys practically. I have journals here, okay? They're like just books, okay? And these books, I literally write my trades every single day. And I've done this since last year when I started my trading journal. Every single day, I have this one, I have this one, I have 3 of them. Right now, I'm on my 3rd book, okay? So this is the very first book that launched my career in terms of trading, in terms of sharing trade ideas with the community. You can see it's real. You can see this is like in June 5th. There's this is May 20th, May 21st, May 22nd. I know every single trade I've taken every single day since I started my trading journal. Now, it may sound ridiculous, but I remember what also gave me a lot of excitement about trading was in June 12th, when after 9 days of trading, I had shared pips worth 316 pips for the community. And that was my biggest, because I used to do 20 pips, 20 pips, 20 pips. But in those 9 days, I did 316 pips. Now, guys, what that did for my mindset is then convinced me, right, that I'm a trader. And sometimes that's all we need to transition from struggling as a trader to actually becoming really good at it, and it becoming a part of your, your psyche. So your mind frame has to be right. You also have to develop like a daily routine. What do you do every single day as part of preparing your mind to trade? Okay. And for me, like I have a daily activity that I do every single day. Not single day, but every trading day, 3 times a week. That's Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays by 9 o'clock because I trade during the London session. Okay. This is me. Some people trade during the New York session because the London session in Kenya is during our daytime. So it's awesome. It's a brilliant time. So from 10 a.m. Kenyan time to 12 noon, I know I'm trading. That's when I'm in the markets, I'm sharing trade ideas, I'm taking my own trades. But at 9 o'clock, I'm on my laptop, basically analyzing the markets. And some people have watched me doing this live. I just sit on my computer, I look at trade ideas for like 15 to 20 minutes. I read the news, I do my fundamentals, I do my technicals, and then I write potential trades that I'm going to share with the community, and so on and so forth. And then now at exactly 10 o'clock, I make my announcement in the group and I say, hey guys, get ready, get ready, get ready. I'm about to throw you guys trades. So guys, this is something I've done, and people on this call who've taken my trades and have been in the community with me know that I do this every single 3 times a week, like clockwork. Okay, I don't veer. Now, guys, this has really changed my trading and enables me to actually be very consistent. So even when I make losses, it doesn't matter. I know the next day what the routine is. I'm not like stressed out or anything. So the last thing is the books. What are you reading, guys? In terms of building your trading mindset? Because yes, we read all these other books about motivation in life and family, but what are we reading to help us with our trading? So for me, there are certain books that I usually recommend. One of the one that most people know that I'll always talk about is like Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. As a beginner trader, please look for that book. It's an audio book. It's on YouTube. You can find it. You can buy it. You can do whatever it is. Keep reading it. That book changed my trading because it taught me that trading is 90% psychology, okay, and just 10% or 20%, skill. So, and it's real because most of us can attest that we've gone to the academy, we've gone through the content, okay? We know everything. We know how to calculate pips, we know trends, we know reversals, we know support, resistance. We know these things, guys. But what happens in the markets is once we get there, our minds take over, our emotions take over. Now, that book will really sort you out if you start reading it. There's another book I recommend. It's called Emotional Intelligence 2.0 by Gene Greaves and Travis Brad. Gene Greaves and Travis Brad, Emotional Intelligence 2.0. And there's another one by one of my mentors, and he's an educator, Mike Miles, that he recommended, which is called Meditations for Emotional Management in Life by Marcus Aurelius. So, guys, those are books I highly recommend that everyone reads. And then obviously the last thing that gets you to plan your trade is also the tools that you're using. These are not things that we don't know. Ensure you have a good computer. Power sources. In case you lose electricity, it happens. Like, yesterday we had a blackout here. And, if you're in a trade, what do you do? Okay, do you now panic? What do? If you have access to your broker, you can call your broker. I don't know if you guys know that. You can call your broker and tell them, close that trade, shut it down, so that you don't end up losing money and you're not stressed out. So these are basic things, but sometimes we don't think about them. Now, this is just the skeleton, guys. If you sit down for like an hour in your lifetime and just put in the meat in that, plan everything, like, for example, how much money do you want to make? When you make that money, that's part of your trading plan. What do you do with that money? Do you are you going to use that money for paying rent, for paying your mortgage, for a home loan, whatever, or taking your spouse for dinner? Plan everything in your trading plan so that you know what your outcome can be and you can expect it. So guys, finally, I'll just say this. You're not a creature of your circumstances. You're a creator of your life, okay? Now, your life in I Am is a trader. So you need to begin to create your ideal life. This is how you become a professional. You cannot become a professional waking up and deciding when you want to trade. You need to have the plan so that everybody knows between this time and this time I am trading. Don't disturb me. My phone is off. I'm busy. Okay, so we need to treat this as a business, and it will pay us as a business. And then always trade with your best interests at heart, with your best interests, and ultimately stay disciplined. So yeah, guys, that's it. Thank you, Andre. All I'll say is, guys, go ye forth and trade the plan. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. Folks, I told you Lillian was gonna bring the heat. I told you, straight out of Kenya. She, for those of you who don't know, she calls trades for Legacy Worldwide all the time on the Vibrata platform. So if you don't have Vibrata, I highly, highly recommend that you get it. I mean, listen, she drops so many little nuggets, the nuance of what it is that's going to make you and take you to the next level. The first one that she dropped was like boom. And what she said, uh-oh, let me video stop. Okay, hold on. What happened? All right, so the first thing that she said was this. She said, your first accountability is your trading plan. Your first accountability partner is your trading plan. How many of y'all right now get into the chats and you hear someone say, I need an accountability partner, and you're like, hey, let me find someone that I want to trade with? That's all good. But if you don't have the trading plan, if you're not accountable to that trading plan, oh my Lord, that was brilliant, brilliant. Thank you so much for that information. That was absolutely amazing. I appreciate it. So next up, we have a young man that I know very well. I've known him for many, many years, Mr. Matthew Levy. And listen, this gentleman right here, I'm so excited to have you guys hear from him. Hear from him. A lot of you guys don't know him very well, but what I can tell you is that I know him and his wife and his family personally, and what they've been able to do since I met him. When he was started as an employee. He moved into self-employment. He's moved into business ownership. He's moved into investing. And so he's been able to access all the different quadrants. He's been able to understand how to think in different quadrants, how to financially move from quadrant to quadrant. And so I am super excited to share with you guys today one of my good friends, one of the first people that when I saw I knew that I wanted to reach out to, Mr. Matthew Paul Levy. Matthew, are you here with us? You can go ahead and unmute yourself, bro. Maybe not. Let's see if we can find him. Let's track him down. There we go. Hold on. Let's track him down. We'll find you. There you go, bro.
Hey, how's everybody doing? I'm Matthew Levy.
There we go. He's in the building, folks.
All right. I'm just going to share my story with a little presentation. Hopefully this works for you guys. I've been in, like Dre said, I've been in every single quadrant. I started as an employee, moved into business ownership, started doing self-employed, and now I'm an investor with everybody that's on this Zoom call. So what you have to realize is that when you're an employee or self-employed, your time is your money. So basically you're trading something more valuable for something less valuable. And then the next thing is that in business ownership and investing, you're basically making money work for you. However you leverage it, you have a lot of leverage to do so. So when I started as an employee, my first job, I was actually working in a file room in New York, and the guy next to me was 62 years old, and he used to tell me all these fancy stories. Oh, he was a law librarian and all this other stuff, but you're 62 years old and I'm 20, and we're doing the same job. So once I figured out that vehicle is in 40 years, that's going to be me, I started looking around to do something else. So basically somebody introduced me to a business opportunity. So whether you have a system of your own or you're using somebody else's system, as long as you can have a system and you follow it, you can start generating assets, all right? So whether your time is an asset, you can generate more time. If you have money, you can generate more money with the assets. In real estate right now, I'm buying and selling houses, and I'm also renting them out. So getting more assets is basically the main goal for me. But every single quadrant that I'm talking to you about has different tax advantages or disadvantages you should really contact a financial planner or a tax accountant so you can understand which one you fit better, right? Being self-employed is basically whether if you're a doctor and you have your own practice, or even if you're just a gig worker. A lot of people go out there right now and they use, they do Uber or Amazon Flex or DoorDash or whatever app that you're using. Just realize that your time is still tied to that. Yes, you may not want to be, have a job, have a boss over your head every single day. But when you start doing gig work, you start seeing the money coming in. You got to realize that a lot of those tax advantages, some of these gig workers don't know. So meanwhile, some people might make $50,000, $100,000 a year doing gig work, but some people are actually writing off 50% of it or 100% of it. So you got to basically realize what you're doing with each asset, all right? Or with each quadrant that you're working with. And as an investor, I've learned not only just to invest in the Forex market or anything else, but I've learned how to invest in myself. So the first thing I've done is I attended seminars, I've read books, I've listened to CDs, I've listened to a lot of different people that are very successful, right? And that led me to a different mindset where I can start saying, hey, what other investments can I have? Reading other books, you start investing in commodities, oil, gold, silver, and actually having them on hand. I mean, obviously not oil, but you can have gold and silver on hand, just to protect yourself in case something happens with the U.S. dollar, which we're printing a lot of money right now, so the dollar's really, the value of it's going down. But if you have something tangible, you can always make sure that you hedge against uncertainty. Okay, and then investing in the Forex market has been great. I have unshare. Oh, I didn't even share my screen. Well, in the Forex market has been great. Obviously, you have to go through learning experiences. I've done, I've blown a couple accounts by mismanaging my own money. But that's something that you have to learn. I'm always a little bit of a hard head, so I like to do it and learn what not to do. so I don't do it further. And Dre can attest to that. Instead, I'll just jump in a trade. I'm like, yeah, it's going to go do this. And I just jump in. Meanwhile, other people are like, maybe, sort of. I'm just in it, But it comes full circle when you start going through the academy. You start learning more. And then you start, like Lillian said, having a trading plan in place so that you can hedge, so you don't have to lose as much money as you want, right? The goal is to, if you're going to lose, make more than you're going to lose. So every dollar that you put in, if you lose $2, make sure that the next trade you're going to make $8, and that's how I get it out. And I'm not saying $8. I'm just saying percentage wise. And with that said, I'll give it back to Dre.
Awesome, bro. I appreciate you taking the time sharing. He said a couple things that were really important. He actually was able to tie in with Lillian. I think when you heard that when he moved to the investing quadrant, he talked about the first thing that you need to invest in is yourself. If you listen to what Lillian said, she was talking about to succeed as a trader, you have to invest in yourself mentally. What is it that you're reading? What is it that you're growing? I know Matt personally has been a part of a personal development program for literally 15 years straight. So I know that was what helped him transition. I have the unique perspective with Matt because, Matt, I saw you when you first got started, right? You and I together sort of first got started in business.
Absolutely. It's been like 15 years.
Yeah, and where you are now and what you've been able to do. He mentioned real estate. He just flipped a big development. So, he's being a little modest there. But listen, I appreciate your time. The other thing that he said, which was a major nugget, folks, and it was the first thing that came out of his mouth. And if you didn't catch it, I'm going to highlight it for you because this is a major, major nugget. You need to write this one down. As an employee, your time is your money. You're trading your time for money, okay? So what you're trading is you're trading something more valuable for something less valuable. I want y'all to catch that again. You're trading your time, which is more valuable, for something that's less valuable. And so you don't want to be in a scenario where you're trading more value for less value over and over and over again, because that's going to set you up to be in a position for failure. So Matt, I appreciate you, bro. That was absolutely amazing. And thank you for your time today. I know, listen guys, when I talk about sacrifice, today is Matt's son's 5th birthday. And they have a birthday party planned. And instead of being at the birthday party right now that's going on, he took time to share with us right now. So if everybody can show Matt some love, we greatly appreciate it. Throw some tunes in the chat for Matt and for his son, Caden. Happy birthday, Caden, 5 years old. We really appreciate it, all right? So next up, we're going to have Mr. Jiz Clerk Morissette. Now listen, we call him Jiz. And if you guys were on our Father Power program last week or 2 weeks ago with Father's Day, whatever that was, you had a chance to hear from Jiz for the first time as he began to break down. He was the first person on our team and our organization to really take a deep dive into Bitcoin. And he was sort of our Bitcoin master, our Bitcoin go-to guy. But what I can tell you is that his trading knowledge is far beyond Bitcoin, right? And what he's been able to do is really have a powerful impact on our team, on our organization, because of the mental side of things, and also because of the fact that not only is he successfully trading, but he's now aggressively building, and he's able to offer some serious perspective, having been working in corporate America at a very high level, Ivy League graduate, Haitian immigrant. Like, he has so much to offer in terms of just why it is that what we're doing in IM is important. And so I can't wait to share them with you. If you guys, like I said, if you were on Father Power, you're already salivating at the opportunity to hear again from him. So Jiz, are you with us, sir?
You know it.
There we go. You got your freedom shirt on?
Yeah, man. Good afternoon, everybody.
Let's go, bro. Let's go.
Good afternoon, everybody on the East Coast. Good morning for those on in the Central Time, and good night for those in the other continents. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we can get started with the presentation. So, as Dre said, you know, I've been in the IM Academy, and I'm very fortunate to have the opportunity, and I'm going to be talking about the why. You know, for me, it's very simple. Before I joined this organization, I was already looking for control and more freedom in my life. You know, I have a family, a wife and 2 girls. Here they are right here. And we moved to Orlando, Florida. I'm in Orlando, Florida, a little over 5 years ago. And, you know, the goal for me is always wanting to have my life back. Because like my parents, you know, my dad was, you know, he had his own job. He called his own shots, but he traded his time for money. My mother, she worked in education. She was a teacher. So, you know, they did the best that they could for us, but there were a lot of opportunities that we had to say no to because of finances. So that was one of the goals for me and my wife and our kids, is to be able to provide for them so that whatever my girls want to do growing up, whatever opportunities that come along, that it's not because of the price, it's not because of the fees that we're saying no, right? So when this opportunity came along, you know, it was before what's going on. I've been in the IM Academy for a little over a year. So I had a little bit of time to get some experience, and some of this stuff that's going on right now, we have this health crisis going on. We have a financial crisis going on. We have this socio-political unrest going on, right? And some of this stuff people saw coming. We have educators, we have financial experts who were talking about, you know, a recession coming. Some people were saying 2019 is going to happen, 2020 is going to happen, 2021, because we know cyclically between 10 and 12 years, you have booms and busts in the economy. There are some historical experts, medical and scientists, who are looking at, you know, our environment and saying that there was going to be some type of health crisis within our lifetime. These things happen in 50-year cycles, in 100-year cycles. So the big thing for me was getting in the academy and learning about looking at the market, it's not only about how you can protect yourself, right? Matt talked about getting with a CPA, a financial planner. A lot of times they talk about protecting yourself, protecting your assets, diversifying your portfolio, right? But depending on your network and the wealth community that you're a part of, it's not just about protection. It's about being a part of something bigger and then making a decision where you can actually increase your assets, right? When the recession hits, what happens? Assets depreciate in value, right? Stocks go down, housing prices go down. People who are set up to take advantage of that, what do? They go buy it, right? So it's all about setting yourself up so that you can take advantage of opportunities regardless of what's going on. So for those of you who are looking at this opportunity to learn about the foreign exchange market, it's an opportunity that happens regardless, right? The foreign exchange market is open 24/7. Recessions don't stop the foreign exchange market. Money is moving. The markets are moving, right? So it's an opportunity for you to have an income stream that you can control, right? Because what Matthew was talking about is the decision that I had to look at when I moved to Florida with my wife. I was working for a hotel chain, a small hotel chain. So we made the decision to move. My wife, she works for a big corporation. She was able to just put in for a transfer. And then luckily for us, they didn't drop her salary because we moved from New York to Orlando. The standing of living, she normally would have lost some of her salary, but they let her keep it. For me, the small hotel chain that I worked in doesn't have a branch in Orlando, Florida. So I wasn't able to take advantage of that, right? So I'm looking so that I can get a job, and they're telling me that they're not gonna accept my experience in security, life safety. In order for me to get the same career that I want, I'm gonna have to go back to school for 2 years to get a piece of paper to tell them that I know what I already know. So that was unacceptable. So what were my options, right? Based on what I know, these were my options. I can keep working, I can get another job. And there were multiple times over the years that I've been here that I thought about getting a second job, putting in extra hours at work. There were times where I did work extra shifts because, I have a family, right? These other options weren't really available to me. I'm not making any interest off of money in the bank, right? I don't have a business. Even if I had some extra capital to start a business, what's the turnaround time for that business to generate a profit for me to start paying bills with it, right? And then we talked about tax implications. My investments, we're talking about 401ks and IRAs. I don't want to tap into that, right? So my options were very limited. So again, that goes back to your vision, and your vision is connected to your experience, your knowledge, and your network. And when I say network, I'm talking about your wealth community. Who you know and what you know is going to enhance your vision or is going to cloud your vision. I remember a few years ago when I was still in New York, a friend of mine invited me to a fundraising event, and it was for an organization that provides scholarships to low-income communities. So you would think an event like this in New York City would take place in one of those organizations. You would think that they would have people from those neighborhoods going to a church somewhere in a neighborhood, going to a community center or something. But the event took place at the Yale Club. Do you think the average mother or father working minimum wage knows anything about the Yale Club? So when I went there, people were giving testimonies about the organization and the services they provide and how it helped them save money and were able to send their kids to college with a scholarship and grant opportunities. And they were all white collar professionals, doctors, lawyers. So I walked out of there a bit disappointed because the neediest of the needy couldn't take advantage of that opportunity. They didn't even have the ability to say no to it. And what's worse than saying no to a good opportunity is not even knowing that it exists. So for us today, we're excited to share this opportunity with you guys because now it gives you an opening, a window to see what else is out there, right? You look at the traditional investment opportunities, you have stocks, bonds, real estate, right? Art, collectibles. Not all of us, based on our income, can, buy some art and have it appreciate millions of dollars, right? But we can buy stocks, we can buy mutual funds, we can get into real estate depending on, what we can do with loans and, that kind of thing. But we're talking about the Forex market. It's been around, but a lot of people don't know that it exists. Few decades ago, the only way you can get into the Forex market was having a connection to a Wall Street insider or having millions of dollars to open an account. That's not true anymore, folks. All you need is access to the internet, just like Lillian said, laptop, cell phone, and a few dollars to open an account. This academy is going to teach you how you can take advantage of the Forex market, right? So for us, it's lifting that veil. Knowledge gives you the ability to make a choice off of opportunity, right? I don't know how many of you have heard stories about adults who have gone their whole life not knowing how to read. Then they make that choice to go back to school, and then they learn how to finally read, and then all of the challenges that they had disappear. My oldest daughter is about to be 7 years old, and I can remember a year and a half ago how she was writing the letters on a piece of paper, putting the words together, sounding them out. And then it started to click. She came running to us, "Mommy, Daddy, I know what that means. I can read that," right? A whole new world opened up to her. That's very similar to what we're talking about here for you guys, folks. For those of you who are not familiar with the Forex market, it's so much more than just currencies, right? Lillian put up a list earlier. You have indices, you have commodities, you have futures, right? When we talk about the price of oil, like Matt said, we're not talking about going to buy a barrel of oil and put it in your garage and wait for the price of oil to go up, right? We're not talking about having a Rolex watch and keeping it in your safe, and in case you have a problem, go into a pawn shop. We're talking about being able to enter the Forex market, which is a $6 trillion a day market, and trade these assets. So instead of talking about owning, people talk about, again, owning versus renting. We're talking about trading. You can enter the Forex market. You'll learn how to read those charts. You'll learn those trend lines. All of those words that Lillian dropped, breakout, consolidation, support and resistance, that becomes part of your vocabulary. You get an education, right? So I know that oil was somewhere around $35 a barrel last week. At the end of this week, it's hovering somewhere close to $39, $40 a barrel. I could enter the market and I can make a profit off of that fluctuation. We're talking about cryptos. A lot of people are going crazy over crypto right now. They're going crazy over Bitcoin. They're going crazy over Ethereum, Cardano, right? They're holding it. I'm in a Facebook group with some people who are big on Ripple. It's another crypto. They believe it's going to be more popular than Bitcoin. Well, all you hear is people frustrated. When is Bitcoin going to go to, when is Ripple going to go through the moon? When is Ripple going to go up? It's hovering somewhere around $17, right? 17 cents, sorry. 17 cents right now. But if you're in the Forex market and you know how to read trend lines, you can enter a trade off of any of these cryptos while they go up and down. So it can go from 17 cents to 20 cents, and you can be in that trade and you can pay some bills. But you have people who are holding it, they're waiting not for it to go to 20 cents, they're waiting for it to go to $20, right? How long are you gonna hold on? Meanwhile, there's an opportunity here where you can increase your life. You can pay some bills off of what's going on in the Forex market. So that's what we're talking about, right? The I Am Academy can make you proactive, not reactive, right? We want to increase our situations. We want to be part of larger conversations with our wealth community. We want to be able to say yes and no to opportunities, but we have to know that those opportunities exist. The I Am Academy gives you that knowledge. We have a lot of people now, you look on social media, a lot of people are talking about teaching their kids financial literacy is trending, right? A lot of organizations are popping up that want to teach children financial literacy. How they want to teach them about credit, teach them about debt, about compound interest, about investing, right? But you don't hear people talking about the forex market, right? This has been around, and we need to keep letting people know that this is an opportunity as well. I can tell you for sure that my girls, they're 5 and 6. By the time they go to high school, they're gonna know how to read a chart. They're gonna know how to mark up a chart and know what a trend line is. That's gonna be something that they can put for themselves and have as a resource, and they can control a stream of income regardless of whatever career plan they have for themselves. And that's what we want for everybody on this call as well. Thank you.
Yeah, let's get to work, and
Awesome, bro. Awesome. So listen, man, I love how you painted the picture of your daughters and how learning how to read, and when they first learned how to make the sounds and the phonics and put it all together and be able to read, and then to be able to translate that, right, and have the excitement and enthusiasm of how a whole new world has opened up to them. And for most of us as adults, there's a level of literacy. We know how to read a book for most of us, right? But there's a level of literacy that we don't actually have. And when we get into this academy, it's like having that same experience that your children have, because all of a sudden, when you can put the price action in the trend lines and you can put the stuff that's being the consolidation, it's like opening up a whole new world. It's new opportunities that you didn't even know existed. So that was powerful, bro. And then I love what you said. What's worse than saying no to a good opportunity is not even knowing the opportunity exists. Man, that right there is strong, bro. So listen, I told you guys Jiz was going to be fire. Thank you so much for taking the time to share. I appreciate it. Listen, man, right now we are getting a lot of value so far, but I am super excited about this next presenter that's coming up. And if you're part of our team, if you're part of our community, if you're part of our wealth family, if you're part of our wealth conversation, however you want to frame it, then you are aware of this gentleman right here. There's probably no one who serves more to the team in terms of keeping us up to date, communicated, knowing what's going on, edifying, sharing, supporting than this gentleman right here. And his topic to me is something that's important because the majority of my family has spent time in the military. But this gentleman right here spent 10 years serving our country, serving in the Army. He's gotten out, has become and looked into the world of entrepreneurship. He is going to be talking to us a little bit about how Forex is a perfect solution for our veterans. I got to talk to him a little bit last night as we did a little Instagram live. I'm excited for you guys to hear from him. What I do want to say real quick is when I was asking him, sort of what, what did he want me to say and so forth. And of course, he was very modest and humble, but he did want me to let you ladies know that he is 5'11" and he has green eyes and he loves long walks on the beach while catching pips, just in case. All right. There you go, folks. Mr. Miguel Agosta Calderon. Here we go, brother. Are you with us?
How's it going, man? Oh, man, yeah, you're a character, man. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you putting this together and inviting me. As I mentioned before, I felt, I'm 37 years old, but when it comes to this industry and this business and these titans that I'm surrounded, I feel like I'm a 5-year-old kid trying to be a big kid, trying to hang with the big kids. And when he said, hey, I want you to talk about this subject, I was like, I thought I got it, but it was just a mindset shift. I just needed to put myself in the position. But yeah, like he said, I served in the military for 10 years. And in the Army, I had tours to Iraq, Egypt, I've been Israel. I've been to like so many countries around the world in and out of the military. And I've gotten I've been blessed with being able to meet people of all backgrounds and all languages and all tastes. And something that I noticed that it's very common with people in the military from anywhere in the world, not just in the U.S. where I live, is that a lot of us veterans, I'm talking about militaries from all over the world, any country, a lot of times we get out of the military and for some reason, people think that every single person that gets out of the military has their life made. Like they get out of the military and companies are just throwing six-figure jobs at them, and and they got their educations paid for and all these different things, and it looks cool on the outside. But to many of us, not every single service member, but to a lot of us, we come out and our mindset, all it knows is the military. Depending how long you serve, some people serve for like 3 years and then they come out running. Some of us serve for longer. We've seen a lot more stuff that maybe we don't want to talk about, and we come out with our mindset just completely screwed. And I'm sure a lot of you have heard about homeless veterans, and again, you hear about how we have it made when we come out of the military. So you think about like, okay, why were there 35,000, 40,000 homeless veterans last year and the year before that? That shouldn't happen if they have their lives made. And that's because many of us, I don't know what's been happening the last 10 years since I've been out, but many of us, we don't get any form of like training per se, how to maneuver around the civilian sector. All we know is the military. And a lot of people assume that we're making money in the military when that's also not a fact. Yeah, we get our room and board is covered, our food is covered, our, maybe if we're married, they pay your housing, etc. But they don't really make money. They still have, financial problems like anybody else. In the military, we just wear a uniform, we wear it proudly, and it just looks on the outside looking in. It looks like, too often it looks like we're doing amazing things. When in fact, a lot of us look to volunteer for deployments just to make money, because we just think deployment equals money. I wasn't thinking at all about things like Forex or stocks. I wasn't thinking about maybe taking out a VA loan and applying it to houses and flipping houses. I wasn't thinking about any of that stuff. And I know that a lot of people that I knew weren't thinking about that either. Somewhere, I'm sure, but at least from where I come from, we just grew up thinking, go to school, get good grades and, go to college and get a career, join the military. It's kind of like the way out for us. The way that I came up from where I come from, the military was an escape most of the time. Most of the time we didn't join because we were like, proud to be, an American or proud to be a citizen. We just joined because we needed to get out. So when we come out of the military, we just kind of go back to that life again, trying to figure things out. So lately I've been seeing a lot of people in uniform trading Forex, and it has made me very, very happy, because I'm glad that, because of the power of social media, for example, they've heard about it and they've been getting involved. So a lot of them come out of the military, they're already successful Forex traders, and it makes me happy to know that from a financial point, they're going to be good, because believe it or not, being well financially will help you transition a lot better than when you come out trying to figure out life. So I wanted to show you guys like something I'm talking about military veterans. Let me show my screen for a second. What do I have? 100 screens. Okay. Let me know if you guys can see my screen. So what I was talking about here, you guys can see my screen?
Yes.
So this is something that happens with a lot of our military when we come out, you can read this if you want to, but 37,000 veterans experience homelessness, right? These are people all the way from Vietnam all the way to now. We come out, we don't have any sort of job training. Our minds are completely sometimes, we get probably heard about PTSD or TBI, traumatic brain injury. We have all these things that happen to us. We don't get any job training. We don't understand what we're gonna do when we come out of the military. So one of my biggest missions right now is approaching a lot of my military, sisterhood and brotherhood, and teaching them the skill of trading, teaching them about I Am Master Academy, teaching them that there is a way out. Because along with this whole homelessness issue, suicide is also very, very, very big amongst veterans. So I wanted to show you guys this quick little video about one of the veterans just speaking to an organization that I follow. They go by homelessness.org. So let me know if you can hear this.
The hardest part about being homeless was not being myself. That was not how God designed me to be. I wasn't designed to live like a vagabond. I found myself in a position where no one cared about me. I didn't even care about myself. A lot of us are not brought up to understand our value. and God revealed to me my value. My mother couldn't tell me. I didn't grow up with a father. My wife couldn't tell me. It took me going to prison to find out that I had purpose. And that's what keeps me now. Purpose. What I'd like people to know about homeless people is that we're just like them. We have the same desires. We have the same drive. We're intelligent. Sometimes we just need help.
So this guy right here, you guys just heard about, he's a Gulf War veteran. And so he just the same way that I have, you guys read his actual profile about what got him to the point where he became homeless, was literally, he came out of the military, and for some reason, once you take that uniform off, you know, people don't know you were in the military most of the time unless you see your uniform, right? So when you take that uniform off, people don't know you were in the military. So that kind of like respect and support you used to get kind of goes away, and we're so like used to that. We used to feeling kind of empowered in a good way, meaning like we love to give back. That's why we serve. At least that's why I served. After a while, my mindset shifted into like, wow, I really love serving. So when people used to say, hey man, thanks for your service and all this stuff, that kind of empowered me. But when I came out of the military, that kind of went away. Like you're not wearing the uniform anymore, so therefore it's kind of like, who are you? You know. So my approach to why I am reaching out to veterans all over the world is to show them that there's more out there for all of us. There's plenty of us to eat in the forest market, whether you're in the military or not. But a lot of families in the military, whether you know or not, are suffering financially. Just because you join the military, it does not mean that they don't have any problems back home. It doesn't mean that their moms are good, their dads are good, their brothers, their sisters, etc. They barely make any money as it is in the military, and they're trying to help family outside. So being in the military, we train a lot in the field. And I like showing the group of military people that I work with, I like showing them things that we call a swing trade, which are longer term trades. When I taught them about swing trading, when I taught them about, hey, listen, you can get up in the morning. We get up early to go work out anyways, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, which is perfect, right? We call that London session for us that early in the morning. I taught them about that session. I teach them about swing trading. Guess what they can do now? They can get up about 30 minutes before they go work out, go in the market, put in a trade, go about their day, and by the time they're done with the day or a couple of days later, that trade will close. They will make some extra money, while they're still doing the same thing. They didn't change anything. They didn't take them half a day to get into a trade. So I'm just teaching them different methods so that with trading, so that they can learn to make an extra income with Forex, not just when they come out, but during service, while they're serving, they can increase their value, their income, their finances, if they just learn how to trade longer term. So if you guys know somebody that's in the military and you want to help them, now that you know that we're not making the bank that a lot of people think that we're making while we're serving, let them know about Forex. Teach them about intraday trading. Teach them about swing trading. A lot of us are getting deployed and we are doing missions for like week-long missions out in the field. We don't necessarily have the time to sit there and time to absorb all the information necessarily, because even in the weekends, a lot of times we're still out in the field. So teach them about Forex, teach them about swing trading, teach them about that power, and you're going to change a lot of military people's lives just with that simple information. So don't be afraid to reach out to military people thinking that, oh, they're rough and tough and they're making money and they're not going to care. Trust me, that's just a lot of times a facade. It's just a face we put forward. But we need help. A lot of times we do need the financial help. So please reach out to the military. And I appreciate you guys' time. I just wanted to show you this, a little bit of this information so that you see it's very real. And hopefully this is going to help towards eliminating, veterans becoming homeless, veterans losing their mind when they come out because they don't understand the civilian sector. They come out from making this money in the military, which is really just the security of not having to pay the rent and stuff like that. Coming out into the civilian sector and finding a market like this, there's right now veterans coming out are finding the most messed up market that you could possibly come out into. Coming from that security, coming into this coronavirus market, now there's definitely no jobs. Now there's definitely nothing out there that they can, go and get. So definitely share Forex with them, because by the time they get out of the military, get out from that security that they have, they can come out to the field already making money and already on their feet and helping other veterans do the same. So I appreciate you guys, your time. Andre, thank you for this time. And I just look forward to every other speaker. Everybody's been doing phenomenal. I appreciate the energy. Thank you.
Awesome. So listen, man, Miguel said something so powerful, because when I first talked to him about this, I was focused on the idea of how Forex would help our veterans who have come out of the military. And that's why I love talking to people that have intimate knowledge. And I hope you guys will get that, is that when you want to go and get advice from people who are actually in something, or who are actually doing something and actually succeeding in something. And so what Miguel was able to share with me was that, yes, it is a vehicle for people when they come out, but it's also equally as important that we're able to give these guys something while they're in. And give them something that they can do to also increase money. But because of the way trading works, they can put in a trade, they can go on about the stuff, they can do their deployments, they can do their days, they can do their training exercises, they can do all the responsibilities that they have to serve the country and protect the nation, and they can still make profit. And as they grow as traders, when they come out, then they don't have to worry about necessarily finding that job or integrating immediately. If they have PTSD or some types of other things, they're able to work. So Miguel, thank you so much for sharing that. I know a lot of people, listen, if you guys got value from that, if you guys know a veteran who could use the information, please throw some 777s in the chat and let Miguel know that what he just shared with us from the heart was really valuable and really important. So I'm grateful for that. What we're gonna do real quick, folks, is we are going to take a 1 minute break, allow people to get a chance to grab something to drink or something like that. So Paul, if you could help us out before we bring up our next speaker, we're going to take a quick 1 minute break, and then we will go from there. Did I lose Paul? There we go. Perfect.
If you want to watch a movie. Get your freedom tonight. So fresh, so new. Freedom. It's all for you. Freedom. Keep your ear to the ground. Freedom. It's the best show in town. Freedom. I'll give you freedom. Yes, it's right. Freedom. Start right now. Freedom. Get your freedom tonight. Freedom.
Let's give a big shout out to Mr. Paul Okello, folks. Give a shout out to Paul Okello for all of the behind the scenes work that he's doing, the videos, the graphics, all of the stuff, the flyers, all that stuff that was done today for this event was done by Paul Okello. He is an absolute genius, absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for all that you do for all of us on the Legacy Worldwide team. We appreciate you, bro. So next up, we have another young lady that I happen to know very, very well. Miss Jennifer Davis is going to be coming to us, and she's going to be talking about something that's very, very powerful. I'm super excited. When you guys talk about a trading plan and a trading partner, right? Jennifer Davis is pretty much my trading partner. She's the one who helps keep me accountable, keeps me going, keeps me set and straight. And so I'm excited about that. Paul, we got a different screen share, just so you know. We got your back to desktop there. And so I'm excited to share her with you. I know that she is really crushing the US 30 and the indices market. She gets up every morning. She's a real big proponent of DeLorean. She's part of DeLorean Nation. And listen, folks, when I talked about, again, about people who are, when I just said, hey, listen, are you willing? They say yes. Jennifer Davis is one of those people. Her and her husband are phenomenal people. But let me just tell you right now that Jennifer Davis is actually right now celebrating her birthday. She's taking time. This is her birthday weekend, her birthday celebration, stuff that they have planned long before I came to them with this concept about this event. When I asked them would they do it, they already had plans in motion. And she said, no, listen, I will stop. I will do this. And so, Jennifer Davis, are you here with us to share your story, folks? Absolutely powerful. I'm super excited about it. Jennifer, are you here?
I sure am. How is everybody doing? Happy 4th of July, United States. I am so glad to be here with you. I was very, very excited to be asked to join this panel. This panel is top-notch people that I look up to, and I enjoy their mentorship. And so I was just flattered. I mean, really flattered, like fangirling, just to be on this panel. Okay, so this was an awesome opportunity. And so I was asked to talk about what the power of one trade has been doing for me and my family. And just to tell you a little bit about my background, I have been in IM now for a little over a year and a half. Very focused on trading on my own. And that is because I do believe that the education is the freedom part, right? That the more I learn to be independent and depend on me, because I know my work ethic, the freer and financially freer I can actually become. So life happens, right? Life happens for everybody. So Lillian spoke earlier about a trading plan, and she said that she did not know why traders don't come into this with a trading plan. And so that's what I'm actually going to talk to you about today, because I know why we don't have a trading plan. So I'll just go ahead and jump right in. I have a short presentation, and we'll get right to it. Make sure. Can everyone see my screen? Andre, can you give me a thumbs up?
Yes, you're good.
Right, awesome. And go ahead and get it started. All right, guys. So when I was thinking about what I was going to talk about, I decided to call this the push the button for freedom. We come in contact with so many different kinds of people with different backgrounds, and everyone has different stories and backstories playing. And one thing that I think common sometimes is we fail to push the button, right? We get so close to the edge, but we won't push the button. So I'm going to talk to you about one button, a repeatable step for financial independence. And I'm partnering this with my perfect vision for 2020. The reason I'm partnering that with my perfect vision is because so many people think that 2020 has been a waste. 2020 has not been a waste. I know that things do not look like they were, and I know that our normal and that we're adjusting, but the vision is still on target. The 2020 is still the year for our perfect vision. One thing this company is does very well at is mentorship. And one of my favorite people, Bob Proctor, does a segment for us weekly. And I was listening to his segment yesterday, and he really hit what I wanted to share with you on the head. It's just confirmation of where I was going to go with this. So many times we get caught up in trying to figure out what it is we want to do, okay? For instance, when a child is small and they want to do something, they'll come to their parents with that wide-eyed excitement, and they'll say, you want to do this. And the parent will look at the child, and the child will say, well, how are you going to do that? Well, the parent does not realize that you're pretty much planting a seed in the child that they're not going to be able to. Instead, we need to be trying to help them focus on what can they do to achieve what they're trying to do. Now, fast forward that into adulthood, okay? That shows up in us today. It looks like, well, I'm going to do that as soon as I have the resources, right? I need the resources to move forward, right? And so time passes and the resources don't manifest. And then it changes to, well, I would do that if. And what we don't understand is when it changes to that, well, what I would do it if, you have now sat down on the sidelines to your own life story. I myself did not understand that that's what's happening to me. I was proactive in raising my children. If I seen a problem coming, I tried to head it off. I was proactive in the corporate world. If I seen a problem, I tried to head it off. But in my own life, I was allowing life to teach me to be reactive. When the problems were arising, I wasn't proactive. I was simply just responding to what was going on. And so Bob Proctor said that I do not need to know how I'm going to do what I'm trying to do, but I do have to decide what I really want. That is why traders do not have a plan. We fail to make a trading plan because we have not decided what we really want. The truth of it is we need to stop worrying about how we're going to get it done, okay? Because before it could be done, it could not be done. Before cancer, the young lady, the doctor that was going to cure cancer, she wanted to cure cancer. Before she came up with using a laser to target cancer tumors, she didn't know how she was going to do that. She just knew that she had lost her aunt and her uncle who had raised her. So we need to stop focusing on the how and start worrying about the what. Your trading plans will develop once you decide what your what is. So for me, IAM showed me a way to be financially independent. And I was learning a new skill by focusing on the education, right? I'm rewriting what I do with my money. I broke up, I'm going to put my phone on silent, sorry about that. I broke up with spending, right? Because that's the relationship that I have. I broke up with spending. I broke up with paying bills. I broke up with the one way that's coming into my account. I work, I get paid, and then I one-way spend and I one-way send it back out. I broke up with that. IAM showed me a way to do it different. I can employ my money to now work for me. It goes out, it makes me more money. And instead of allowing it to leave my account as fast as it's coming in, I began investing and began having this multiple stream of income that I've been chasing. But one thing that was happening to me, and I think Lillian touched on this as well, was I was feeling pressure to learn, pressure to get educated, and pressure to be able to trade all at the same time. I was also feeling pressure because things are still changing. With the current situation, my family has actually been reduced to a one-income household. And that is not, normally that would have really sent us in a tizzy, right? So just sharing with you our experience here. One thing about IAM is you have 5 to 7 figure educators, right? So when you decide what you want, for me, I want the bank account like theirs. You will find the educator that you're going to follow in order for to get there. Not only teaching, they don't only teach, guys. Here's the key. Not only are they teaching, they're answering my questions. They're teaching me to be independent. They're teaching me how to get in these charts. They're teaching me to find my own trades. But they are giving me
this might be the most reliable way for ordinary traders to cash in on huge gains like 843% overnight without having to worry about the high risk and extreme volatility.
I don't care what your account size is. If the guy has 7 figures and he's trading it, we should be trading it right along with him. Success is repetition. It's finding one thing and doing it over and over again. When you find an educator that has what you want, you will attach yourself to that educator and repeat what they are doing. For me, I do like the DeLorean product. I also like to follow Patrick Kinney because he trades US 30, and I my husband being laid off, we had to kind of change our interim want, right? Because we to replace his income as quickly as possible. I made a decision that if it was good enough for Patrick Kenny and his account, that it was good enough for Jennifer Davis and their little account for us to be able to take one trade with him every single day, that we are going to follow him, we're going to get in the trade with him, and we're going to take it. And I'm not going to do anything else in that account. This account needs to replace the income that has been lost in our household. So I do not take any other trades. I don't go in and scalp. I don't go in and swing. I don't go in and do anything else. This is going to be my 7-figure account. I do exactly what the 7-figure trade does in my account. Now, for me, the logic with this was easy. It was so simple. I get all of his years of professional trading experience to guide me. If he's winning, guess what? I'm winning. If I move with him, he limits his losses. Guess what? He has your account. He's not in there to blow an account. He's not in there to lose money. So he's going to get us out of trades that are not going our way quickly. And because I allow him to guide me, when he wins, I win. Why is this so important? I'm going to be honest with you. One thing about trying to learn how to trade, like Lillian said, we all have needs, we all have wants, we all have that pressure I was talking about. It could be as simple as trying to pay your IM monthly fees. It could be as simple as needing to pay bills around your home. It's something that is pushing you. And when you are emotionally invested in your money, we make mistakes. Emotions can and will keep you from succeeding. They let our thoughts and actions guide the next trade. When I follow along with the 7-figure trader, guess what? My emotions are not attached. I'm going to push the button when he says, push the button. The trade becomes exactly what it should be. I have now employed my money to go make me some more money in this great $7 trillion market. It's going to go out there, and I tell Andre every morning he'll tell you I say this. I grabbed down 400 pips. I snatched it. I took it right out because the trade is just what it needs to be, a trade. The other thing that it did for me is it gave me my time back. Not because I wasn't investing the time, and I am, but when you're under pressure, it's hard to study. It's hard to retain the value that the I Am Academy is giving you. Now, because I follow along with the 7-figure trader, I not only meet my goals, but it allowed me to get back into the academy, and I am becoming every single day. So as I become independent, I'm able to focus, and it removed every amount of that pressure. It boils down to one simple thing. How bad do you want it? I have determined that I do not have time to waste. I am breaking chains. I'm not turning back. I'm pushing the button, y'all. Step. See, it starts with a dream. The dream helps you figure out what it is you want. Then you believe. Then you do. And then you do it again. And that is all I have.
Awesome. Folks, let me tell you, she brought the heat right there. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, so listen, there were so many nuggets. Okay, hold on. She said, I broke up with spending. Wanda Webb, did you hear that? Wanda Webb, did you hear that? She said, I broke up with spending. Oh my God, Wanda, that's your message all the time. I can't believe it. And then she said, and that allowed me to have the opportunity to employ my money. Folks, to make your money your employee. Oh God. Okay. Y'all need to give some love. Y'all need to throw some fire. Y'all need to throw something. I need to see more in the chat. Make your money your employee. Come on, folks. That's strong. Jen, thank you so much. You really you brought a lot of things home for us. One trade, one educator, following the educators, believing in the educators, trusting the educators, and allowing them to help you earn money while you learn. That's one of the powerful things of this platform, right? We talked about last night. I talked about leverage. This allows you to do exactly that, which is to begin to leverage what's going on. So listen, folks. Next up, we have a fantastic speaker as well. This gentleman is coming out of Canada. Guys, I am fired up and excited to have him on here. Man, let me tell you, when I was actually a little nervous, he don't know this, but I was actually a little nervous reaching out to him. I was like, man, I hope we can get him on to talk a little bit about some of the things that he is doing, how he's been able to come into this academy and literally crush it. I mean, from zero to where he is now, zero to hero, super fast. Listen, folks, it's not just him who's crushing this organization. I want you to know something. When I reached out to him, I said, listen, Rich, I could talk about the fact that you put in, almost 80 customers personally. I could talk about all kinds of things that you're doing yourself, using and harnessing the power of social media. What is it that you wanted to say about? What is it that you want me to say about you? And the first thing he said was, that's all great. But what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to talk about the fact that my team has a brand new Platinum 1000, that we have 5 new Platinum 600s this month. And we got 4 new Platinum 150s. See, folks, when you have that kind of leadership, when your leadership is not on you, but how you can help other people succeed, how you can take your skill set and you can transfer it to other people, how you can cast a vision that allows them to buy in and believe so that they can change your life. That's exactly what we got with this gentleman that's coming up. So we call him Rich TV. Rich, are you here with us? You can go ahead and open up your mic and share. By the way, folks, as you can see, 26,000 subscribers on YouTube. This gentleman knows exactly how to talk about social media, exactly how to guide us. Get your pen and papers ready. Let's go, Mr. Rich TV in the house.
I just need to unmute. Can't unmute my mic. Unmute. There we go. Can you guys hear me? You guys see my screen? All right, cool. Okay, so first and foremost, guys, I started on YouTube 3 years ago, and I had no social media presence at all, like zero. And in 3 years, we built it up to 26,000 subscribers. Now, I don't think people really understand the power of social media, and everybody keeps saying the same thing. I don't want anyone to see me on social media. Well, then don't expect to build your business. I mean, I can't really say it any different than that. I mean, if you're not willing to get on social media, then you don't exist. You don't exist. And if you don't exist, then how are you going to build your business? How are people going to be able to reach out to you? So when people say, well, what's your secret? Well, just putting out videos on YouTube, and then everything is connected because my YouTube is connected to my Twitter. So once I do a video on YouTube, I then share it on Twitter. So I've got 1,300 followers on Twitter. I also go on Instagram, and I'm constantly sharing updates, promotions. Like, for example, we just had a new Platinum 150. Brent, congratulations, Brent. Yesterday, Platinum 150, boom, put it on social media. It's on Instagram. We're doing an event today. Boom, put it on Instagram. Like, this is a way for you to communicate with your community. This is a way for you to communicate with your people. This is a way for your people to watch you. This is a way for people to see your evolution. If you're not out there putting stuff out there, people don't know what you're doing. Like, even this poster here, I took this poster, I shared it to like 100 people. And those people are on this call. Those are people that have never heard about Forex before. Those are people that just kind of watch me on Instagram. And I always tell people, I was like, you know what? What the heck's the use of social media if I can't even share what I'm doing with people? Then why are they even following me? Right? Oh, I'm afraid to share with the people that are following me. So then why are they following you? Why are you following them? If you can't share something with them, why are you following them? And why are they following you? Think about it logically. Oh, I don't want to put my face on the internet. Then don't. Put a brand. Right? This is my Facebook page. What do you see? YouTube. Right on my Facebook, you see YouTube. So guess what? I had a friend of mine from like 20 years ago reach out to me yesterday on Facebook. Rich, I want to join your academy. Didn't even know anything about it. Just said, man, I've been watching your stock picks. I want to be a part of it. I want to join your academy. And that was from Facebook. I've had people join the academy from Twitter. I've had people join the academy from LinkedIn. I am everywhere, guys, but you don't see my face. That's an emoji. So don't show your face. Put a logo, create a brand, put Rich TV Live, create a website, create a brand, build a brand. If you're not building your brand in 2020, you're not building anything. If you think you're going to be able to build on social media without actually putting in any effort, without posting any videos, without posting any pictures, then you actually don't understand social media. Social media is about posting your pictures and posting your videos, posting your opinions. And the biggest mistake that you can make on social media is trying to be something you're not. You need to be 100% authentic. I was looking at this earlier and I was like, wow, how big is my network on LinkedIn? And I looked and I was like, I didn't even realize 29,000 people on LinkedIn. I was like, wow, what's the network on YouTube? 26,000 on YouTube. What's the network on Twitter? 1,000 on Twitter. What's the network on Instagram? 10,000 on Instagram. Well, who are all these people? I don't know that many people, but somehow, some way they know me. Why? Because 3 years ago, I decided I was just going to start posting. You know, and where did I get this idea? It wasn't my idea. I got it from Gary Vaynerchuk. 5 years ago, Gary Vee was just like killing it in social media, making all this money and building his brand. And I got the idea and I was like, you know what, I'm going to start. I didn't really build Rich TV Live until a year later, but I had the idea. I'm like, you know what, I want to create something about me. Like the Kardashians have their story on television. They're making hundreds of millions of dollars to tell their story. Well, why not tell my story? You know, and why don't you tell your story? And what's the end result of it? Okay, well, 3 years later, I get paid to do videos on YouTube. I get paid about $1,000 a video. I average 5 to 10 videos a week. You do the math. I'm doing pretty good to do YouTube videos. And that's my number one primary income. Then, you know, fast forward 7 months ago, or rewind 7 months ago, Anil and Callie and Nafiz approached me about joining the academy. And I love the idea because I was already talking about stocks and I wanted to find a way to help people make money with stocks. But I didn't realize the academy was more Forex, but I didn't really care because I wanted to get better at trading. So I thought, well, if I join an academy, I'll become a better trader. It just made sense in my brain. My son's in a soccer academy. He's learning how to be a better soccer player. My daughter's in a gymnastics academy. She's learning how to be a better gymnast. If I join a trading academy, I should become a better trader. Well, that's why I joined the academy. 7 months later, here we are, 115 people, and we're in 11 countries. And we've got members of our team that have literally already broke 7 figures trading. Already. That have been in our academy for 3 months. We have people like Amanda that have been in the academy for 3 months and have taken $500 and turned it into close to 75,000 US. So now, what is stopping you from building your business? Because the number one reason why my business has grown, is because 3 years ago, I wasn't afraid to get onto YouTube. And I wasn't afraid to get onto social media. And I wasn't afraid to put my face out there. But I don't just put my face out there. I create groups. I have groups within groups. I have groups on Facebook. I have groups on LinkedIn. I have Telegram groups. I have WhatsApp groups. I have all these different groups where I'm sharing information. I'm sharing content. I'm sharing my videos. Everything is connected. Start today. Start today. If you care at all about your future, start today. Build a brand today. You don't have to have my face. You can be any color, any background, any height. You can speak any language. You can be younger. You can be older. I'm 42. People say, oh, well, you know, I'm in my 40s. Well, I'm in my 40s. What kind of excuse is that? You know what I mean? Oh, I should have started social media when I was 20. Well, I didn't start my social media when I was 20. I think there's a hell of a lot of 20-year-olds that would love to have 26,000 subscribers. So it has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with how old you are. It has to do with your work ethic. It has to do with your goals. It has to do with goal setting. It has to do with setting a goal and attacking it and stop making excuses, okay? You know, when I started on social media, my friends called me a spammer. They legitimately called me a spammer. They're like, Rich, all you do is spam. You think they still call me a spammer? You know what they do now? Hey, Rich, when you go into your villa in the Dominican? Oh, I'll let you know, man. When I reach, I'll let you know, man. I'm busy building the trading academy. You see it. You see it on social media, right? Yeah. Call me if you want to make some money. You know where I'm at. It is what it is, man. You guys can build this as big as you want. Do not make excuses. The only people that you hold back when you make excuses in life is yourself. So I just take excuses away from people, man. I just want to say shout out to everyone that's watching here. I love this academy. This academy has changed my life. In 7 months, I'm making almost 3,000 US a month in residual income. That is enormous, okay? As a second income, a side income, as a single dad, to have an extra 3,000 a month coming in US is enormous. It's like 1,000 Canadian a week, rolling in every week. I absolutely love it. I owe a lot to this business, and I'm not going to stop. I'm going all the way to the top. I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping for anybody because my goals are that big. And if you want to be successful, the only thing I can tell you is do not stop for anybody. When I started this, everybody doubted me. Everybody doubted me. Now, do you think anybody's doubting me now? I doubt that they're doubting me. And if they do, that's okay. That's my fuel. So that's my story, guys. I hope you learned from it. Just get started. Stop making excuses. Get started. Get started right now. I have so many people that are doing it and they're building their businesses. And the people that aren't are not building their businesses. And if you want to build your business and you want to have a lot of customers directly on your team, get on social media. Because every single person that I see that's on social media is building their business. Hope that helps, guys.
Absolutely. So listen, real quick, because we actually are doing so well on time, I can actually ask you one quick question. So you mentioned get on social media. You use content, right? And you take a piece of content from one and share it across multiple platforms. That way you don't have to keep producing new content for that particular thing.
Correct.
So do you recommend, just real quick, do you recommend video? Do you recommend posts, or do you just recommend just getting started? What's your recommendation? And if someone's brand new, should they start with the platform that they're most familiar with?
I say just get started right away. And I would say Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Those 6 is all you got to do. And Snapchat. Those 7 is all you got to do. And if you do it and you master it and you do it every day, and every day you're posting pictures and videos every day religiously, in a few years, you'll be bigger than me. Some of you will be way bigger than me. I've told this to people. I'm like, you guys, I'm nothing special. I'm just an average guy trying to do above average things, but you got to start. I'll show you. So here's a video I did last night, right? Very simple. You just go to your video and you click on share and boom, there it is. I just go share, 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 share. It's all right there. I also use Pinterest. I also use Blogger. I also use Reddit. So, I mean, it's all right here. It's already connected to YouTube. So what people don't understand is the entire internet, the World Wide Web, is a web ring. So what you're doing by putting yourself everywhere is you're showing up on Google searches. So when people are searching Rich TV Live, all my stuff pops up on Google. Just search it. You'll see my Pinterest, my Twitter, my LinkedIn, my Instagram, my TikTok. It all pops up. So you're creating Google searches for yourself organically based on your name. So when you search Rich TV Live, I own Rich TV Live now. I own that name on Google. It's mine. So when people are searching it, they're searching my content. So you can create that algorithm by just getting started. Call yourself Forex chick. Call yourself trading guy. Call yourself trading genius. Whatever you want. But start now, man. If you're not starting now, you don't get it. Like my son's 12, 13. My daughter's 11, turning 12. They're both on Instagram already. So I don't care how old you are, if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. If you don't get it, you just don't understand that you're in 2020 and this is a technology-driven world. There's a reason why Tesla stock is going through the roof. Why? New technology. There's a reason why Beyond Meat stock goes through the roof. Why? New technology. Everybody wants the new hottest thing. Well, guess what? We're making money from our phone and you can just do it on social media. And last time I looked, Alex Morton's got 1 million people that follow him on Instagram. Jason Brown has got 200,000 people that follow him on Instagram. Bryce Thompson's got 100,000 plus to follow on Instagram. If they're all doing it, why are you not doing it? If you want to be on their level, how can you be on their level when you're not operating on their level? I'm operating on their level, so I fully intend to be on their level at the same table as them.
Oh my God. Yo, folks, I guarantee you there's some people that just got blown out, and there's a whole bunch of us that just got blown in, right? We're looking for the people who got blown in. My man said, if they're doing it and you want to operate on their level and you're not doing it, then you ain't never going to operate on their level. Hello. Oh my God. You know what? Sometimes life is so simple and we just want to complicate it. We muddy it up with all kinds of past experiences, emotions, self-doubt, whatever has happened. Listen, clear it all out, folks. We just had a session with Wanda Webb yesterday and Randy Webb yesterday. That was phenomenal. We just followed that up with this session right here today. Folks, listen, right now, because of the worldwide events, the old school way of going out and saying hi to someone at the supermarket and, you know, those types of things are really become a challenge. And so this is the way forward. This is the future. This is how you can grow your networks. And so I really appreciate you taking the time, showing us right there. I mean, just so simple. I created a YouTube video. I posted it. Where do I share it to? Oh, guess what? It's right there. Click, 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 click. All I need is an account with all of those different things, and my content is shared across. So that was absolutely powerful, bro. Absolutely powerful. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And oh my goodness gracious. All right, folks. So guess what? We're actually to a point in time here where I'm actually going to be the next presenter. So I'm pretty excited about this one because what I'm doing here is I'm going to share something with you guys that I shared directly with my team, with the guys that I'm working with, and just sort of basing it off my experience. But give me 1 second. I need to, the beautiful thing of being a single dad as well, right? Where you work from home is that I need to make sure that while I do this particular part, that my 5-year-old doesn't interrupt us. So give us 1 quick second, all right? All right, folks, had to make sure that the little one was okay and taken care of, and we're ready to rock and roll. So listen, I'm really excited about this because, you know, there's some things that I was able to discover as I took my journey through the academy that I felt were really, really helpful. You know, one of the great things that our academy has is that not only do we have the educational component, but we're also part of an incredible business building opportunity. And sometimes when you're involved in the business building aspect of things, we use things that are designed to attract customers because any business in the world needs to attract customers. And so I started my journey about 18 months ago in trading. And one of the things that I initially got excited about that we were using at the time was sort of these quick 90-day spreadsheets where we talk about 90 trades and what you can do. And I got so excited about it, right? I got so excited about it. And then I was doing a few things and trading wise, and my account would go up and I would get to 40, 50 of the trades. And I had just jumped into the academy, but I had only done the basics. So I'm giving you guys a little bit about my background because I want to fly through this and keep to my time schedule. Usually when I'm sitting down with our team, we have more time to go over this, but I want to tell you how I got to where I was. And so I ended up jumping into the academy. I went through, say, the 100, 200 series. You know, the person who brought me on board had recommended highly that I stay in my demo account for a little while. But I started the academy, as most people do, is that I started the academy out of need. I needed to make some money because of the situation that I was in. And so I didn't stay in demo very long. In fact, I probably stayed in demo about 2 days, and then I began trading live. And one of the best and worst things happened to me when I first started trading. The very first day, I caught 133 pips, and I didn't even know how to convert the graph on TradingView to candlesticks. Okay, I didn't even understand any of the basic stuff. I hadn't even been through all the Academy videos. I hadn't been through the video teaching us about TradingView. And so all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, this is it, folks. I am about to crush it. I am about to make a ton of money. The first day, I don't even know what I'm doing, 133 pips. So I began to get these spreadsheets, and what happened was I became over leveraged, okay? I became over leveraged. And what I found out is that on our team, a lot of us joined the academy, and we joined the academy with the intent to make some mythical number, some mythical goal. And it took me several months, but as I began to piece it together, as I began to understand something called your compound interest calculator, something that Randy Webb talks about all the time, my life began to change dramatically. My understanding of trading began to change dramatically. When I began to understand that the people that they offer billions of dollars under management to manage their funds, people like the Warren Buffetts and people, and that they return 25% per year per annum, and what that meant compounded over time, it began to slow me down. It began to allow me to participate in the journey. It began to allow me to accept the fact that if I start now, just like Rich TV said with your social media, if I start now, there is a destination if I follow a plan, if I follow a daily routine, if I understand that that $2 that I made today means something. And that if I can begin to compound it over time, I can get to a destination that will allow me to have, which I started this whole journey for in the first place, which was to achieve freedom. So what I'm going to talk to you about today is your actual freedom number. And why I want to talk to you about this is because as I have participated in our family and our wealth community, as I've participated with my team over the last 18 months or so, here's what I found, is that most of you are trading arbitrary. What do I mean by that? Most of you say, I would love to make 6 figures. I can't wait until I have a 7-figure account. I can't wait until this happens. And those goals, those long-term goals are important. That long-term vision that you put on your vision board that says, I'm going to be a 7-figure trader, that's important. But what's also important is that as we move from now to there, that we have an actual plan that's going to enable us to get free. How many of y'all, if you did not have to go to work, if you did not have to take care of other responsibilities, if you didn't have to do certain things, you could get to freedom faster? If you believe if you had more time that you could invest in your business, more time that you could invest in trading, more time available to you that you could spend and sow into your family, do you think that you could get to freedom faster? And so what happens is that we need to identify an actual freedom number. We need to take it out of the ethereal and make it real. We need to take it out of our imagination and say, this is it. And so what I had my team do is something simple. I went to every single one of them and I said, we're going to cut the crap. Okay? We're going to cut the crap and we're going to get to work. What do I mean by that? What do I mean by that? I said to them, I said, Matt, I said, Jen, I said, Jiz, I said, I said, Kiki, I said, Kisa, I said, all the different people that are part of my team. What is the number that you need per week to be free? Okay? And so what I want you to do is, because I don't actually have the ability to draw on the whiteboard on this particular presentation, what I want you to do right now is I want you to get a pen and paper out. And I want you to walk through this with me. And in a moment, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you how to do it on your compound calculator. But what I need you to understand is, what is the number that you need to be free? And I need you to break that down to a weekly number. So if you need $2,000 US, if $2,000 US would allow you to have the option to, if you wanted to, walk away from your job into freedom, whatever your number is that you need per week, I need you to put that down. So for most people on my team, it was 1,000, it was 2,000. It doesn't matter whatever that number is. Okay, so I need you to understand that. What is it, the actual number? If I need $8,000 US a month, that means I need $2,000 a week to be able to walk into freedom. If I need $4,000 a month, then that means I need $1,000 a week to walk into freedom. But here's what I don't want you to do. When you're compiling this number, This number has to be sacred. This number has to be true. This number has to be something that is actually real. So in other words, don't say you need $10,000 a week in order to walk away into freedom when you've only been making $36,000 a year, right? Because that's not your freedom number. That's a big goal number. Your freedom number becomes $36,000 a year, right? Where you can begin to replace, or maybe it's a little more. Maybe it's $52,000 a year. Maybe it's something like that. But don't give me some arbitrary fancy, I'm gonna be 7 figures. None of that. What's the real number that you need? And then you need to break it down to 1 week. 1 week. What is my weekly number? So if your weekly number was $500 US, your next goal is I need you to double it. I need you to double it. Okay? So if you needed 500, now all of a sudden your goal is $1,000 a week. And I'm going to show you why. And I want you to understand that as we move through this account now is going to become your most sacred account. It's your most important account because it's the account that's going to get you free. And when you are free, then you can do whatever it is that you have a passion to do. You can pour more energy into your team. You can pour more energy into your family. You can pour more energy into trading. If you are free, you have options. Maybe you decide that you have your freedom number and you're able to trade at that freedom number for a couple months so that you can reduce debt so that you're further free. Maybe you stay on your job an extra 6 months so that you have savings like Randy and Wanda talk about. Maybe you do whatever you decide to do, but you've got to get to the freedom place. You've got to walk into freedom. You got to have a number. You got to know a plan. So now that you have that, you have your weekly goal. Now here's what I want you to do. I want you to take that and I want you to understand that you need to divide it by 200 pips a week. This is what we base it on. Because what I know is that if you can successfully go into the market and extract 200 pips a week, and if that 200 pips a week consistently done can get you to what you need weekly times 2, then you are going to be in a great place in the market, right? You're going to be a great place in what it is that you're looking to do. So what do we do with the freedom number? Let me go ahead and share my screen. Let's reduce that real quick and come up here, reduce that one real quick. Sorry, guys, we're jumping all over the place. All right. And we're gonna go here, boom. All right. So what is it that we're actually looking to do? So what we want to be able to do is get you to a place financially where you can trade responsibly, okay? Most people are trading extremely over leveraged because they're trying to get somewhere so fast and that they don't understand that if they just slow down and used what the academy teaches. Most of us are taught, right? 1 cent per $100. How many of us are trading 20 cents per $100? Because we're trying to rush. We're trying to over leverage. We're trying to accomplish something fast because we're trading out of a space of need. We have not done what Lillian said. We have not corrected our minds. We haven't focused on that. We're in here. We got to get it. I got to get this money. I got bills on my back. I got creditors. I got my wife on my back. I got my husband on my back. I got to do it. And what happens is you don't even realize how close to freedom you really are. You don't even realize that if you would just slow down, the act of slowing down is going to guarantee that you speed up. Okay? And if you understand this compound calculator will become your best friend. It will become your best friend because it will allow you to have a pathway, a walkway, a path to freedom. Okay? So let's just say this. If you needed to make $500 a week, and then we doubled it, and that means that you needed to extract $1,000 a week. Well, let's say if you needed to make $1,000 a week, let's make the math easy. If you needed to make $1,000 a week, and you doubled it to $2,000 a week, and you were trading what times 200 pips, what lot size times 200 pips would equal $2,000. So in that case,